Hello, everybody. My name is Kartik. I'm one of the co-founders of ETHGlobal, and I want to welcome all of you to the HackFS 2021 finale. I am super excited to host this today, and we have an amazing list of demos lined up. So let's get started. So all of you are watching this thing on ETHGlobal.tv. I want to just quickly remind everybody that you can log in and kind of say hi to everybody out there. And also, if you have any questions, whether it's for our finalists or for us, you can kind of ask them on the chat, and we will relay those questions to the relevant people. So with that, I encourage all of you to log in and say hi, and also comment on how some of these amazing projects are. So before we jump in, I want to quickly just talk about ETHGlobal. HackFS was organized by ETHGlobal in partnership with Protocol Labs. And ETHGlobal is an organization with a very simple mission. Our goal is to get as many developers as possible into the Web3 ecosystem. And this is exactly what we did with HackFS, where we hosted a month-long hackathon and also a few summits. So we hosted two summits showcasing what's happening in the Protocol Labs and IPFS and decentralized storage ecosystem with the Builders Day and also Storage Provider Summit. And then we held the hackathon itself, which is the last day of today in terms of seeing the outcomes. The hackathon had over 670 participants from 70 different countries, spanning 18 different time zones, and it blew us away the amount of incredible talent and diversity that we got from the participants. On top of that, we had over 70 mentors and 22 sponsors from the broader ecosystem participating and helping out all of our participants. And I want to quickly thank everybody for making the last month happen. All in all, we're giving over $175,000 in prizes, which I'll announce at the end of this live stream after the demos. So stay tuned for all of that. I also want to quickly thank all these amazing companies and partners for making this event happen. So let's jump right into today. This event has been absolutely incredible. From all the events ETHGlobal has done in the last 4 years, HackFS 2021 has had the most amount of people coming in from Web 2 to Web 3. The ratio has been 50%, and we're super excited, and we were incredibly honored to have had the opportunity to host over 300 attendees trying to understand what is possible in Web 3 as part of HackFS. So after everything ended in terms of submissions this Sunday, a few days ago, we had 153 projects that were submitted for this event. You can check out all these amazing projects on our website, and I'll kind of go into all that shortly. And after judging all 153 projects, we came and our judges sort of came to a list of 12 incredible projects that we're going to showcase today. So these 12 teams will come on and demo what they built for this hackathon, and we'll do live demos as well. So fingers crossed for everybody here. And without further ado, let's get started. So before we bring on our first team, I want to announce all these 12 teams are. So we have, in no particular order, Discovery, Co-op.art, Data Wallet /BYOFM, Ferry, Fragment, Ventura Protocol, ScholarDAO, Kirva, Crypto Shooters, Fungiproof, Docs, and Pastepin as our 12 finalists. They'll come on in different groups of 3 and showcase what they've done. So as we were looking at what these 12 teams represented, we saw some really high level and common categories. So these categories are, a lot of these projects are touching on NFTs and gamings. There are social networks here as well, and interesting takes on social networks. We have Dapps and utilities. And then there's also a lot of focus on tooling and open data and just data itself in general. So we'll kind of bring these teams on in these 4 categories, and you'll be able to see what all projects have done under these high-level categories. So before we go on to our very first demo, I want to quickly take a second and just thank all these 140 teams that you did an amazing job working over the last 3 weeks on your project. Just because you were not one of the 12 finalists, it does not mean you were not good enough. It does not mean what you did is not interesting or valuable. We really want to encourage all of you to keep using ETHGlobal events as a way to understand what is happening at the cutting edge of this ecosystem, and also getting help for taking your projects on to the next step. So there's a lot of amazing people with a lot of interesting ideas that are here. And we've already gotten so many questions and messages about people wanting to get help post submission deadlines. So we're there for you. You can ask questions anytime on Discord or message anybody on the ETHGlobal team or our partners. And we'll be there to make sure that you are never in a position where you are blocked on a technical level. So please continue building. We really want to make sure that you're able to get the support you need. And I want to thank all of you for participating at HackFS and trying out something new and bold for the last month. So for all of you who are interested in seeing what the rest of the projects have done, including our finalists, you can head over to showcase.ethglobal.com, and you'll be able to click on the HackFS event and see every single project that was submitted. So let's get into our demos. So we're going to bring on our first category of NFTs and gaming, and we have 3 projects that are going to come on and present their demos. So we have Fungiproof, Co-op.art, and Crypto Shooters presenting here. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Fungiproof to turn their cameras on and kick us off with their first demo. So let's do this.
All right. Hi, HackFS. I'm Mike. I'm based in Colorado, and I'll be presenting Fungiproof, an NFT grading and enriching platform. Our team also included Brandon, Abby, Michael, and Carl. So the value of an NFT is derived from its story. The story includes how it's minted, press events, certifications, and more. But there isn't a way to immutably tie that data from multiple sources to a token or view it all in one place. Fungiproof enables owners to validate, add, and showcase all the value attributed to an NFT with a user-friendly UI inspired by collectible grading services. So here's how it works. First, you grade an NFT and you aggregate its underlying information. We're coining this its token's mint conditions. Second, you encase the token. Encasing a token places the token's mint conditions into an immutable token registry. And finally, encased tokens can be further enriched with upgrades, achievements, and items. So let's jump over to a demo. The initial screen for the enrichments demo is an NFT wallet dashboard. And the demo is built on top of the Mumbai Polygon testnet. So first I'll connect a wallet to the Mumbai network and connect to the Dapps. So you can see I'm connected there to Mumbai. We'll connect. So once connected, the wallet's NFTs are retrieved from the Covalent API and cached into a textile thread DB collection. And all of the tokens displayed in the wallet were custom built for this demo and minted on Mumbai. So clicking on a token grades the token if it hasn't already been graded, and it takes you over to the token's profile. The token's profile view displays the token's grade, its image, the available enrichments for the token, and then its registry event log. So once a token's been graded, owners can encase their token. I'm going to choose the Polygon case, which is a limited edition case, and purchase it. Encasing a token places all the token's data, including its mint conditions and grade, into a ceramic registry file, and it ensures the information about this token will never be lost. This registry file that gets created is also used for future enrichments. So we'll give it just a few more seconds for the transaction to confirm and then the registry file to be created. And there we go. So the case showed up on the token there. So encased tokens can be further enriched. In this demo, we've implemented the ability to improve a token's grade by backing up its assets. This is the Filecoin asset backup. So again, I'm going to purchase this and wait for this transaction to confirm. The asset backup uses web3.storage to store a token's metadata, image, and any additional linked assets into IPFS and Filecoin. And then it ties the resulting backup directly to the original NFT through an enrichment contract. So again, we'll give it just a few more seconds here for the transaction to confirm, and then the data to also be appended to the registry. There we go. So once enrichments have been applied to a token, we can view all of the token's data. We can do this either in the app or we can do it through the Ceramic Explorer. And there wasn't a testnet explorer, so we actually created a fork of the Ceramic Explorer and generated that on testnet. And so you can see the file here for the Ceramic registry. At the bottom, you can see the enrichments. And the cool thing about Ceramic is we actually have the commit history. So we can click back and we can see the original commit where none of the enrichments were there. All right. So I'm going to take a little bit of a deeper dive into some of the tech that was used to make FungiProof. The first is a new contract standard we're calling a non-fungible enrichment, which is an extended ERC 1155, where the 1155 can actually be owned by another NFT. The second is our Ceramic registry. We already touched on this earlier, but an additional point I'd like to highlight is that by using Ceramic, we're able to store data which is actually owned directly by the NFT using the Ceramic NFT DID provider. And for our implementation, or our first implementation of the NFT enrichment, we chose the Filecoin upgrade because we believe improving and immortalizing existing NFTs to help incidents like rug pulls from happening is really critical to the NFT ecosystem. However, we plan to build out a framework which includes Chainlink client, which will enable us to support any type of upgrades in the future. And finally, we're working to create an incentive mechanism for community contributions to our NFT grading rubric. This will help to ensure that our grading is informed by community experts. There we go. All right. Well, we're already working on a production-ready release, and we're ready to jumpstart our Discord community. So definitely join us in there and reach out with any feedback. Thanks for watching.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Mike and team. This is great. So I know this happens all the time where I want to ask questions and the attendees want to ask questions. So I'm going to say if there are any questions from our audience, we'll ask all the teams to log into ETHGlobal.tv and do the questions over chat, but we'll move on to our next demo because we want to do all amazing 12 teams back to back. So without further ado, let's welcome Co-op.art.
Hello, thank you, Kartik. So I'm Emeric, I'm from France, and I first got the idea for Co-op.art from looking at the 69 million Beeple's NFT. The piece of art is made from 5,000 tiles merged together into a common canvas. I thought that it would be great if each tile was made by a different author, and so Co-op.art was born. The platform is available at Co-op.art, so you can try it out right now if you want to. Co-op.art is the first ever cooperative tile-based NFT art marketplace. This is how it works. First, create a canvas and add the first tile. Other artists expand the canvas and add more tiles. People can vote tiles out of the canvas. Each canvas is its own DAO and self-governed. And finally, canvas is sold and profit distributed to all the contributors. Let's try it out. Connect your wallets. Make sure that you are connected to the Matic Mumbai testnet, as I've deployed everything on the Polygon testnet. Let's start by creating a new canvas. Here you can see a few options, like the tile size. Note that all tiles in the canvas will have the same size, even for other contributors. Let's choose 130 by 340 pixels. You can also select the time period for other artists to contribute to the canvas. Let's choose a deadline 3 days from now. After that, the canvas will automatically lock and be put on sale, meaning that no more contribution will be possible. Now hover your mouse over the tile and you can see the coordinates and an upload button. You can expand the canvas in any direction on the right side, left side, top side, and bottom side. There is no limit to the canvas size. This could technically scale to 1 million of tiles. Let's upload our first tile. I'm using IPFS with the Ventura gateway to store the NFT image and token metadata. So it is fully decentralized and tile owners can be reassured that their art is safely stored forever. Once the image is uploaded, it appears in the tile you chose, and a transaction to mint the tile is automatically started. accepted to mint the tile as an ERC-721 token in the smart contract. The canvas is now officially started. You can add more tiles yourself or wait for others to contribute. Let's now go to the marketplace. Here you can see ongoing canvases that still have time left in their contribution period and canvases that have expired and have automatically been put on sale. You can see the canvas we just created right here. And I can click contribute to contribute to this canvas. Now, note that I'm using, so I have created a subgraph to fetch data with GraphQL. And let me now add, for example, 2 more tiles on this side of the canvas. So 1 and 2. So while I'm waiting for the transaction to get approved, I'm going to go back to the marketplace and contribute to another canvas. For example, this one. I'm going to click contribute. It's going to load all the existing tiles. And I can see that all the tiles are about some typical Rage comics. However, there is one here that does not seem to fit the theme of the canvas. In that case, I can vote that tile to be removed. Each canvas is its own DIO and self-govern, so you can click upvote or downvote. Yeah, I'm going to click downvote on this one. Approve the vote. And if a tile has more downvote than upvotes, it will be removed automatically. Now, once the contribution period of the canvas expires, no one can contribute to it anymore, and it is automatically put on sale in the marketplace, like this one right here. For now, I've only implemented a simple fixed price sale at 1 matic for a proof of concept, but I will develop more complex auction system in the future. When a canvas is purchased, I can purchase it. All the contributors of the canvas are paid according to the number of tiles they contributed. For instance, if a canvas has 10 tiles and is sold for 1 matic, each tile creator will receive 0.1 matic, and if someone contributed 2 tiles, he would receive 0.2 matic. Co-op.art is a revolutionary way of building NFT art cooperatively. Tile-based art will lead to new and exceptional piece of art from thousands of the artists working together, and maybe worth millions like the Beeple NFT. Thank you for watching.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that awesome demo. I think we already have a couple of questions for you on the chat. So whenever you get the chance, be sure to get back to some of our incredible attendees. Yeah, this is awesome. Cooperative art at a global scale is exciting. So with that, let's move on to our last demo for the NFT and gaming category, and let's welcome Crypto Shooters.
Hello, thank you for having us. My name is Joel. I'm here with Hugo from Miami, Kuldeep from India, and Ryan from Singapore. And we're Team Crypto Shooters. Crypto Shooters is a play and earn cyberpunk RPG battler. And we believe in true digital ownership for gamers, where the items and currencies you earn in the metaverse belong to you. You should be able to buy, sell, and trade them as you wish. So let's jump in. The world of Crypto Shooters takes place in Cypher City, where you're leading the revolution against an AI corporate overlords by creating operators and crafting weapons to go to battle with the enemy droids. Winning battles grants you tag tokens, which you can use to recruit more operators, create better weapons, or cash out into other cryptos or fiat currencies. So let's start by minting our first operator. We do that by heading to the barracks, and then going down here and pressing recruit, and then confirming this MetaMask transaction. In its current state, Crypto Shooters offers 2 different operator classes, Scout and Heavy, and each one can come in one of 4 different elements: fire, water, earth, and lightning. Every time you recruit, you have a chance of minting one of these 8 possibilities. As we roll out new operators, we'll also rotate which operators can be minted. Each operator class has special bonuses with certain gun types, which increase the damage they can do when combined with the proper gear. So we have our operator. In our Git book, we actually have the list of the special bonuses they can get. So in addition to classes and elements, operators have the following stats as well. They have a level, experience, power, stamina, and accuracy. All of these can be tracked on-chain and transferable with your NFT if you were to sell them on a marketplace like OpenSea. So now that we have our operator, it's time to grab a weapon. And we do that by heading over to the armory, heading down to the weapon merchant, pressing get a weapon, and confirming this transaction right here. So Crypto Shooters has 5 different gun types: snipers, assaults, SMGs, shotguns, and pistols in the 4 different elements. And they also come in 5 different qualities: common, normal, rare, epic, and legendary, allowing for 100 different potential minting possibilities. Each weapon has the following stats, which are randomized within a variable range based on the weapon type and quality: power, fire rate, accuracy multiplier, and durability. No 2 weapons are the same. So now that we have an operator and a weapon, it's time to take back Cypher City. We do this by heading over into battle. Each operator and weapon present a unique set of 4 enemies to battle that rotate every hour. So let's select our operator. Let's select our weapon. Now let's pick a good opponent here to fight. Fight this guy right here. And then we'll press engage and confirm that transaction. Now to calculate the battle, we start by seeing how many shots your weapon can take in a single engagement. We then use your weapon power and operator power to calculate the damage done per shot. And then we use your accuracy to determine if you hit the enemy in the head, body, or legs, which may amplify or reduce the damage that you do. Think about it as a sophisticated dice roll. More information on these calculations can be found in our Gitbook. So it looks like we were able to win this battle. We gained 22 experience points and we earned 0.12 tags. That's awesome. Now, if you look in the top right, we'll see that we have tags to claim. Then we can click right there and claim these tag tokens. And within a few minutes, these tag tokens become available in our wallet. We could use them to buy more operators, buy better weapons, or we could cash them out into different cryptocurrencies. Now, this is just the beginning. We have an extensive list of items that we want to accomplish for Crypto Shooters. During the hackathon, we were able to complete the first 3 phases of what we were planning. We have a lot of exciting ideas. We want to be able to take your 2D NFTs and put them in a 3D immersive world. We want to be able to provide large-scale battles where hundreds of players can come together to fight strong opponents. And we also want to integrate with other games. An example is being able to bring your Crypto Shooters operator into Decentraland and play in a laser tag match. And we have many, many more ideas. Now, we want to thank the ETHGlobal team for their generosity and guidance. And if you'd like to learn more about Crypto Shooters, just grab a screen cap of this right here, and you can join us on Discord and have discussions with us. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that amazing demo. And we'll share this URL in the chat as well, so everybody who didn't have the chance to look at it or write it down can click on it directly. So I want to thank all 3 of our NFT and gaming teams for presenting today and kind of going first. It's just super exciting to see that. I think the one obvious thing that I noticed that I want to point out is that for all of your demos, the URLs were on production. And while some of you were using test nets instead of main nets, that's still not an issue, because the fact that all these things will be soon available for everybody to try out is what gets me excited. So whenever things are ready, do let us know, and we'll share this thing with the rest of our attendees as well. And we hope that everybody else gets to try out these amazing projects too. So with that, let's move on to our next 3 demos. So the next category is social networks. I know when we think about social networks, we're looking at a decentralized Twitter or Facebook, but network here is defined as anything that is bringing on different communities together and adding elements that do anything from tying reputation to a incentive on how somebody can behave and make a particular category or group or ecosystem better. So we have Discovery, ScholarDAO, and Ventura protocol coming on to talk about what they're doing for each of their respective problems and categories and their communities. And I'll let them all talk about and share their demos. So we'll have Discovery protocol come on first. So whenever you're ready, I encourage you to turn your video on and show us what you built.
Hi, everyone. We wanted to expand on Gitcoin Quest by combining them with open source and decentralized content. That's why my awesome teammates and I have been working on a project called Discovery. Discovery is a gamified learning platform that provides high-quality courses built around open source, trustable, and verifiable content. Members of the Web3 projects will collaborate with community experts in various fields such as content creation and research, development, infrastructure, and security. Users will be able to switch between two main pathways. Branched will provide theoretical content for users willing to learn how to use the best Web3 projects, and Decrypted will provide technical content for developers and technology enthusiasts willing to expand their skills. So without further ado, let's dive into our live demo. The first step for users will be to log in with their MetaMask or other Web3 wallet through the Polygon Mumbai testnet. When we first log in, we will need to sign a ceramic string, and then we will be redirected to the projects page. In this short demo, we will go into detail about what the best DeFi projects on Polygon are and how users should go about using the protocol. And at the end of the course, we present a quest that depends on the lesson. So it could be a short quiz, a code challenge, or a manual action. Once completed, the users will be able to mint their first Discovery Polygon NFT. So I'll go ahead and answer those questions. Confirm the transaction. And it is at this point that we use Chainlink to verify that the user has completed the quest that they are attempting to claim the reward for. Chainlink will check the ceramic stream and verify that the user's DID has a record of completing the quest related to the reward. And only then will the user be allowed to mint their NFT, which is stored using nft.storage. In addition to creating our lessons and quests in-house, we also plan on making the platform completely modular. We focus on this by creating and providing a template and working with official protocol teams so that they are able to create courses and challenges for the things they would like to see their protocol used for. With this, projects will be able to work with the Discovery team and community members to create content, as well as offer their own rewards in conjunction with the Discovery NFT rewards. Because we are emphasizing modularity, we are also using Gitbook to create content like many other protocols. So we've created a plug-and-play GitHub action that can be used in any repo, and the files will be uploaded to IPFS through web3.storage. We then generate an NFT that contains metadata, such as the IPFS CIDs, the name of the authors, the GitHub commit ID, etc. We then upload that NFT to nft.storage, and we also create a ceramic document that contains the CID returned by nft.storage. So in case you're wondering how the courses are created, first it goes to the Gitbook, then on the merge request, when we approve it, a course gets created by hitting a GraphQL endpoint. And we'll go through the technical overview, but I won't stay too long here. Feel free to rewatch the video and hit pause on there. So that's for the GitHub action, and that's the technical overview of the Discovery monorepo. So what's next? Displaying the content of a course, a dynamic NFT profile that would evolve with the progress of the user, displaying projects data from their relative subgraphs, create our own subgraph in order to get rid of our server-side GraphQL and Ceramic instances, stream tokens with Superfluid to contributors, creators, etc., apply to grants programs, more hackathons, and that's it for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Axwell. That was a great demo. And with that, let's move on to our next team, and that is ScholarDAO. So whenever you're ready, turn on your cameras, ScholarDAO team, and share us what you built.
Right. Hello, HackFS. So I am Kron, a student from a university blockchain club. So you can see our club, my club here in Singapore. And yeah, so we are ScholarDAO with the aim to make the peer reviewing system more transparent and verifiable. So our team comprises of 4 students coming like from India, Singapore, or Sweden. So bumping into each other on Discord, and we are all fascinated by the idea of decentralized research. So like we have 2 people doing the front-end development and 2 people doing the back-end development or smart contract development. So our projects has 4 5 main features. So firstly, we provide open access of paper to everyone. Secondly, we use the IPFS or Filecoin to store the paper and making science censorship resistant. Thirdly, we make the review open to everyone, and the final decision is taken by a validator. Yeah, and fourthly, to incentivize everybody to act in the best interest of the public, we make a reputation system comprising of citation count or head index using the subgraph. And finally, the ownership of the paper is stored by using the NFT, and so that the author can sell the paper later. All right, so now let's jump straight into the demo. So now let's say I'm going to use, yes, the account Scholar One, and the title of the paper is Ethereum yellow paper. And it should be in the field of computer science. So distributed system to be specific. And I'm going to tip 0.1 Ether to the validator. And let's copy the validator address over here. A little bit about the validator here. So you can see the validator here. He or she can act as an editor of a journal. So to validate the paper, and they need to stake some collateral into the protocol. So, and to become a validator, and in return, they will receive the tips or the rewards from the scholars for validation. Okay, let me continue to upload the paper. Yes. Okay, now I will submit. Yes, let's use the Scholar account to submit the transaction. From it, now you can see, right? So there is a paper number 3, Ethereum yellow paper, which is in stage of drafting. And now I will use the validator account to accept the validation request. Confirm it. Another paper should be in stage of preprint. So now we will go into the the paper, the description of the paper. There should be a IPFS link here. And now I'm going to use Scholar 2 account to add the review here. And let's choose the file called paper review. And there are 4 decisions: accept, minor revision, major revision, or reject. So I'm just accept, like express my acceptance opinion here. So confirm the transaction. Now you should see, yes, there is review here. Yeah, we can view the review at this link. And yeah, let's now use the validator account to publish this paper out. Yep. So now this paper should be in stage of published. So so now let's move on to the subgraph. So this is the subgraph of the data we crawled from the smart contract on the testnet. And now let's query it. So you can see like the query is about the information of the paper, like the idea of it, the owner, like which paper is cited, or which paper like is cited by them. And for the scholar, it contains information about the hash index here, the IT, and the how many publication he or she has. All right. So with that, I want to continue to talk about the future development of the projects. So in the future, we may provide the fractional ownership of the papers, or we can use the quadratic funding to fund the paper, and more ranking metrics can be added into the current system where we use hash index or citation counts now. And finally, we want to onboard the Scholar by using the chain link with the Twitter handles. And yeah, so that is our presentation. Thank you for watching.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that awesome demo. And we already have a couple of questions coming in, so I'll encourage you and the rest of the ScholarDAO team to go back to ETHGlobal.tv and answer some of those questions. I think as a comment from the chat as well, for those of you who tuned in to the opening ceremony for HackFS 3 weeks ago, being able to think about how decentralized web affects academia, it was a pretty big theme from the Balaji and Vitalik and Juan talk. So it was amazing to see so many people try to do something in that space as part of their submissions, and ScholarDAO was another amazing project from that category. So with that, let's move on to our third project from this category, and that is Ventura Protocol. So George, whenever you're ready, feel free to show us your demo.
Hi everyone. So Ventura Protocol is a place to brainstorm and request NFTs and digital memorabilia that doesn't yet exist. So we are developers spanning US, UK, and Europe. So what's the inspiration behind the project? One interesting example of digital memorabilia is these emails from Vitalik and Gavin that he tweeted, talking about early development of Ethereum. So another example is from the late 90s. DVDs used to contain plenty of extra content like director commentary or behind the scenes content. And recently with streaming, that content is no longer there because the reason being is that it costs a lot of money to produce this content, and there's no guarantee that the users will want to pay for this. So another more recent inspiration is Irrevocable Protocol, which was the finalist in Hack Money. And from the keynote, Balaji talks about converting influencers to be crypto creators. So this really resonated as well. So how does Ventura Protocol work? You have basically a list of requests here. And if you want to create a new request, you just tag a person on social media. So we support Twitter and Instagram. So I will select Twitter. I go continue. We do a covalent credit check. What this is used for is to make sure that the user it checks my wallet right now to see if I have the funds to do a pledge. Important field here is the 24-hour balance. We're making sure that the user actually has the funds and isn't just getting a flash loan to kind of cheat the system. We also do this check cross-chain so that you don't have to move your funds from mainnet to Polygon to just do a pledge. So if I hit continue, this is the place to enter some text with your request. We support ERC20 tokens, so any token address goes here, and the amount determines the rewards. So currently, if I set the amount to be 0.3 ETH, which is close to $1,000, if the NFT sells on an open auction for $1 million, for example, I would get, as the top pledge, I would get 62,000, which is pretty good reward. If the NFT fails to sell on an auction, I will lose my 1,000 and I will gain the NFT. The rest of the people who pledge behind, they receive proportional rewards. This is based on square root formula between the difference of sale price and pledges. So what happens next is I'll do a transaction on Polygon. In the background, we're uploading content to Web3 storage and Filecoin. This is textual content that's going to be immutable. We then save CID on the contract, and we do another credit check through Chainlink Oracle to make sure that the on-chain data is correct. And then smart contract simply emits a bunch of events that we subscribe to using a graph protocol subgraph, and that populates the actual front end. So let's have a look. We submitted, actually there's an error now. So I'll switch to a backup. So each user gets a page they can share, and users can add to a pledge. Multiple users compete for positions to get the maximum rewards. And later stage is that the creator gets alerted of this, and they will just upload a preview, and they will then ask to lock up funds from everyone, and then rewards will be distributed. So then the kind of idea of this is to be completely censorship-resistant protocol and to be completely decentralized. And of course, the front end, like this one, will be moderated to prevent spam, but the protocol is completely open to people developing their own front ends if they wish. That's about it. If you like the project, please get in touch. If you would like to be a co-founder, if you know any angels, or if you are an angel, please get in touch with me. That's probably easiest. And thanks a lot. This is Ventura Protocol. Thank you.
Thank you so much, George. That was awesome. And yeah, this is great. So that concludes our social networks category, and also the 50% mark of all of our demos. We have 6 more remaining. And without further ado, I'd like to welcome the next 3 projects. And that is, well, looks like I did not share properly. In that category is dApps and utilities. So we'll have Docs, Ferry, and Pastepin present what they've built. And let's welcome Docs with our first demo.
All right, hi HackFS. My name is Connor and I'm in New York. And today I'm excited to present Docs, which is a Web3 notebook linked to your ENS name or Ethereum address. Let's take a look at the app. So Docs is a Web3 notebook, kind of like Notion or HackMD, linked to your ENS name or Ethereum address. It uses IDX, Ceramic, IPFS, Filecoin, and Web3.storage to publish your documents on the decentralized web. I was heavily inspired in this project by Notion's seamless editor and data model. I was especially interested in exploring the challenges of building a responsive, real-time app that's backed by decentralized storage. That was definitely a challenge. You can use Docs as a blog, profile, journal, homepage, wiki, and more. You can edit text, upload files and images, and embed rich content like videos, bookmarks, and NFTs. You can create a profile that's linked to your Ethereum address or ENS name to share the docs that you create with others. And of course, all the documents you create on Docs are public, so do take care when you docs yourself. Here's how it works. So everything in Docs is a block. Pages, text, and content blocks are all stored in Ceramic streams as tile documents. That means that each block that you create has an immutable version history. Here's an example of a block that represents a page. For identity, Docs uses IDX to link your ENS name or Ethereum address to your documents. It maintains an IDX index of blocks and pages that are linked to your Ethereum address. Docs itself is a TypeScript and React app hosted on ENS and IPFS. You can access it through a Web2 gateway or directly if your browser supports ENS name resolution. Check it out at docs.eth or docs.link. Finally, image and file uploads are all stored on IPFS and Filecoin using Web3 storage. Let's look at the editor first. So here's the editor. You can change the emoji here up top. Text blocks support inline markdown, stuff like bold, italic, and strike through, inline emojis, and lots of other markdown elements. You can embed images, which are uploaded directly to IPFS, as well as files like the ETHGlobal paper here. And the block-based editor supports a number of other rich content blocks, things like bookmarks, embeddable media, and even a block for embeddable NFTs. Okay, let's add a new one at the bottom. Hi, HackFS. To view the public version of a page, click copy link in the upper right. Here's an example of a public view of a page. You can see there's a nice clean reading experience. And the author of this doc is linked here in the upper right, either by their ENS address or their Ethereum address. You can click through here to see their profile. Here's mine for my ENS name, horsefacts.eth. This profile page pulls information from my IDX profile, as well as from my ENS address text records if I have any of those configured. So you can see it's got my display name, some information about me, an emoji or profile pic, and a cover image if I have those configured. That's all coming from my IDX basic profile. Over here on the right, I've linked some of my social accounts, Twitter, GitHub, Discord, etc. Those are stored in a separate supplementary IDX schema. And most important, you can see all my docs over here on the left. That includes the docs we've been looking at in the demo today. So go check it out live, docs.link, find my profile for horsefacts.eth. So the really cool thing about storing your identity on a decentralized profile is that it's portable across the decentralized web. So when I edit my profile on Docs, it's available to other Dapps. Here's an example of the same profile, which I created on Docs, being displayed and used by another Dapp. This is self-ID. So here's what I learned from this project. First, working with decentralized storage means getting used to working with a different set of trade-offs than Web 2. You get great guarantees about immutability, versioning, data verification, but you have to think a little bit more about stuff like latency and serializability. Second, Web 3 can actually provide an amazing serverless developer and user experience. I was surprised throughout this project to find how often my dev server was totally disconnected, but I was still happily working on my app since the data was being loaded over decentralized protocols. I think with a little effort, Web 3 can be even better for developers and users both than Web 2. And third and finally, don't try to rebuild the text editor in 2 weeks if you can help it. So check out Docs. You can see the live demo at docs.link or docs.eth. You can view my profile and the demo pages we looked at today at docs.link/horsefacts. Right now, this is running on Clay's Ceramic testnet in Ropsten, but we hope to have it on mainnet sometime soon. So thanks to ETHGlobal again for a fantastic event.
Thank you so much, Connor, for that awesome demo. And it's even better to hear that it's already live and anybody can check this out. So with that, let's welcome our second demo, and that is Team and Project Ferry. So Ryan, whenever you're ready.
Thanks, Kartik. Can you guys see my screen? Yes. Hello, HackFS. What?
I was saying everything is great.
Oh, cool. Hello, HackFS. My name is Ryan, and this is Ferry, a UX-friendly Web3 file transfer tool built on IPFS and Filecoin. We are a team of South African UX UI designers and developers from Cape Town, South Africa. So what is Ferry? Put simply, our tool sends files from one person to another, similar to other Web 2 tools that you've used, but now decentralized. What's the problem? The world desperately needs direct Web 3 replacements for Web 2 tech. Centralized file transfer tools are wasteful by design, and in the end users pay the costs. The opportunity. The Web 3 ecosystem needs solutions that let people migrate without even realizing it. Our solution is to provide a familiar workflow for file transfers, one that mirrors what people are already comfortable with. So how does it work? Ferry leverages content addressing in order to minimize our storage usage, and we pass these savings on to our users. We use Protocol Labs Web3 storage to upload content address files, which can then be shared via IPFS gateway link. IPFS's content addressing minimizes our storage use by preventing duplication, and we pass these savings on to our users. So the smart contracts. Currently deployed on the Polygon testnet, we have, number one, the core Ferry contract, which handles payments, pro subscriptions, and integrates with Aave to earn yield by lending out the protocol's DAI. And number two, the NFT Minter, which integrates with Chainlink and Zora to bring true randomness to the rareness of our NFTs. Plus one more special announcement in a bit. So let's get to the demo and show how anybody can pick up this tool and start ferrying files instantly. All you need to do is visit our login page. And since we use Magic Link, you'll be logged in instantly and greeted by a user interface that you're probably familiar with if you've ever used a Web 2 file transfer tool before. All the user needs to do to start ferrying files is select a file to Ferry. Let's go with some beautiful art. And we can also optionally choose to send a IPFS gateway link to an email address of our choice. And then we simply need to ferry it. What's happening here is we're using Web3 storage to upload a file to IPFS, which will later then be persisted on Filecoin as well. We then are able to generate an IPFS gateway link, which you can see over here. And that is the same link that we actually email to another user if you choose to. And you can see here, I've received the file and we can open it up from that IPFS gateway link. And it's really as simple as that. And you might be wondering over here, what's up with this file expiry and why is it grayed out? Well, we recognize that software development is not free and we need a sustainable business platform for an app like this to continue to grow. And that's why we have got a pro subscription. So in order to use our pro subscription, all you need to do is connect your wallet, approve. And while we're waiting, I can say that the DAI I'm paying gets deposited into Aave's lending pool on Polygon and can be withdrawn by the multi-sig when we need to pay Ferry's operating expenses. And seeing as this is the first time I'm subscribing from this wallet, I also get a Ferry NFT. Right now, the contracts have been triggered through Chainlink's verifiable random function service, which is generating a random number to determine the rarity of our NFT, which is being minted through Zora's smart contracts on Polygon. Once this payment concludes, we'll be taken to our dashboard, which is available to pro members. So as you can see here, we see details about the files that we've uploaded, their names, how big they are, when they expire. And of course, we also see details about our NFT, the most important part. And you can see that because I'm unlucky, mine is a common one. So you can try Ferry out yourself right here at ferryweb3.vercel.app. And this will be available on the main net in the next week or as soon as possible as we work on fixes and future improvements. So in conclusion, one more thing. We've decentralized. We're decentralizing control of the protocol. Everybody in the hackathon will get some of our governance token, SHIP, in the upcoming airdrop. You're all going to own a piece of Ferry. Ferry's mission is to accelerate the adoption of Web3 through easy, beautiful UX, combined with economic incentive flywheels. And file sharing is only the beginning. Finally, our special NFT is a reward that will have future benefits for the community. Follow us on Twitter at FerryWeb3 to find out about where we're going next. And welcome aboard.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Ryan. And what a smooth and seamless demo. So that's great. Well, I encourage all of you to try out Ferry. And with that, let's move on to our last demo for this category, and that is Pastepin. All right, whenever you're ready. And you were still
okay,
muted.
I was muted. Okay. Hi everyone, I'm from Hungary. My name is Marathon, and during the hackathon I worked on Pastepin, which is a site that allows you to share text and files in a decentralized manner using just a link. This concept might be familiar to you if you've used Pastepin before, which is a similar kind of site, except your data is stored on in a centralized database, and your data will be could be taken down anytime. And to counter this issue, I built Pastepin, which is a site that stores your data on a decentralized network. It uses Web3.storage under the hood, which basically uploads and pins your data on the IPFS network. It also manages the deals with the storage brokers. So let's take a look at the demo. Here we have a markdown editor, and I'm just going to paste in hello world Solidity example. Let's review it. I'm going to give it a title. And now we have two options, either to publish it anonymously or using a signature. I'm going to go with the first option now. And now it's uploading the content. And okay, I think I forgot to refresh the site. Let's do that again. I'm not sure what's happening. let's try the signature demo then first. Here we basically sign the message, and here we can see the message that we are currently signing. I'm gonna click sign, and now it's uploading it, and then we get a link, and this really should work. Oh, I think it was yeah, there's a currently bug in there that if it's not refreshed, or if the site is cached, then the redirect doesn't work. But I think our the first example also worked. I just had to refresh it. Sorry about that one. And so, okay, here's our hello world example. And here we can see when it was created, the total size that it took, the number of pins and deals it currently has, which will probably go up in the future. And we also have a direct link to the IPFS gateway, where we can inspect the content in there. All of our data is stored in this pastepin.json file currently. Let's inspect it right now. So here's the content that we put in there and the title that we gave it. And yeah, let's take a look at the signature example. The only difference there is that other than the content and title, we also store our signature there, and our associated address with that. And we can, everyone can verify this on the client side. And we can also see our badge here that this message belongs to this address. And one thing I forgot to mention is that you can also upload and attach any kind of files in there. You can remove it if you'd like to. And yeah, I'm just gonna put in something there to showcase it, and it'll be redirected. Gonna refresh again. Not sure why this is happening, and we'll get a download link there also for a file. And some of our future plans for this is to also host the site on the IPFS network and provide a way to encrypt the content, and then basically only give access to the people, to the post, to those people who have access to a secret key, and then also to create a subgraph of our pins, and give the users the ability to query their own pins, basically. So that was a Pastepin. I hope you enjoyed the demo, and you can go and head over to pastepin.xyz to give it a try if you'd like to.
Amazing. Thank you so much. There's a little bit of hiccup there, but it all worked out nicely. So no need to stress about some minor difficulties. Cache invalidation is not an easy problem. So this was great. And also, just like the other two demos in this category, they're all live and available for everybody to try these out. So be sure to give some of these tools a try, and share any feedback that you have for the teams here to improve them. So with that, we are ready for our last three projects for the demo. So without further ado, let's welcome our next category. So the next category is data and tooling, and more specifically, projects that are helping advance just what it means to own and manage your data, but also encourage more open data and Web3 integrations. So we have three projects coming on. We have Fragment, Kirva, and Data Wallet / BYOFM. And we'll kick this off with Fragment, and I'll let the Fragment team demo what they've built. So Thomas, feel free to get started.
Yes, coming up. So thank you very much. I hope you can see my screen now. So hi, I'm Thomas from Paris, and with Philippe under the Fragment team, we built a data processing pipeline platform to enable a more open and collaborative way to manipulate your data thanks to IPFS, IPLD, and Fluence. So the first question we asked ourselves coming into this hackathon was, why isn't IPFS used more for collaboration in data science? Well, the first answer we found out was that IPFS is still a tool that is quite unused when you need your schema to be flexible. The third answer we find out was that there are already some quite powerful tools for data manipulation, even if they are closed, like for example, Kaggle. And the third and final answer that we found out and we focused on for this hackathon was that we needed a formal definition of what a data pipeline could be in an open environment. So we defined the data pipeline as a stack of transformation that would be run on top of an original data set. So if I have an original data set, which could be X0, and we run a transformation, which could be F0, on top of it, we could generate a new data set, X1, and we could do that with any data set. And that way of building transformation in history goes pretty well with IPLD schemas that we upload on IPFS to build the history. Now, before going further on with my explanation, I will demonstrate the hacks that we did. So we are here in the context of Alice and Bob that wants to collaborate on a data set publicly with everyone. So I will, as Alice, upload a data set. Let's call it demo data set. And I will also import a new transformation. You have to know that all transformation here are WASM modules that runs on the Fluent testnet. And for example, let's call it demo transformation. And once it's uploaded, I will be able to go back on my dataset details here and check that the dataset is only a Boolean, a number and a string. And I can even check that it has been properly uploaded to IPFS. If I run a new transformation on top of it, like here, for example, the one I just uploaded, you'll see that it can here add some value to my dataset, switch the Boolean, and concatenate a new string. Now, let's say I share that link to Bob so that he can also manipulate the data and check it out with the history. Well, Bob, when he arrives on the link here, he'll be able to go on IPFS and explore IPLD to check here my triplet of data for the transformation, the input, transformation bytecode, and output data, and see that the data is the one that Alice is claiming. And he can run finally a transformation on top of it. If I run the same one as Alice did, you can see here that the data was evolved in the same way. So now, how did we build that? Well, firstly, we used IPFS to store data sets and the pipeline metadata with IPLD schemas. And to run the transformation, we call the Fluent network, give it the CID of the input data sets and the transformation bytecode. When they have run the transformation, we get back the result data and upload it to IPFS to complete the IPAD schema that I talked about. And in the web demo, we wanted also to integrate IDX for some collaboration with issues on top of the datasets, but we didn't have the time to do it. Why we think this project is important? Well, first off, we think it would free you from cloud platforms because WASM, it can be run on Fluent Network, on your client browser, and many more runtimes. It will also free people from closed data science platforms, like for example, Kaggle. And it would also bring a fresh air in open data, where we think that the main problem is data consistency, and we think that way of doing history building would solve a lot of problems. If you'd like to continue with us and you're interested in that way of building transparent history and data transformation, well, at Polyfen, the company I'm working at, we are building a protocol, open sourcing in September, that shares the exact vision that I just talked about. So feel free to follow us on Twitter to have more information coming up. And I'd like to thank ETHGlobal and Protocol Labs for the nice hackathon we had, Fluent for the amazing help and availability, and all sponsors and hackers for participating. And let's keep building, guys.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that awesome demo, Thomas. And yeah, I can't wait for us to try this out too in a month. So next up, we have Kirva, and I'll let you go present.
Hello, everyone. So I hope you can see my screen. So today I'll be presenting Kirva.org, a modern scientific publishing platform based on IPFS. So about the team, I'm Hugo Roussel, a French cybersecurity student based in Lausanne, and I had a solo team since all my friends were on vacation. So since I'm about to graduate, I spent a lot of time during the summer on Archive, and I realized it was a platform that had a couple of problems. So just as a little bit of context, first off, Archive is a major player. It has 1.2 million visitors a day. It's a top 2,300 website, but it has centralized servers. The review process is totally non-transparent, and you also have concerns about censorship. So as a reference, I put two stories here. First one about Nicolas Gisin, a quantum physicist at the University of Geneva, wondering if his students were being blacklisted from posting their work, and also a story about Brian Josephson, a Nobel Prize winner in physics, whose article was kept in review for too long because his ideas were so novel at the time. So as a solution, I present Kirva.org, where you can host your paper on IPFS and inherit all the very nice properties of IPFS, like fault resistance and immutability. We have a review process that is community-based, a bit like Wikipedia, where you can stake funds for Sybil resistance. And also we could be experimenting with new forms of scientific funding, like using NFTs, where you could mint your paper as an NFT, for example. So what has been done during the hackathon? Parse the scientific taxonomy and create a modern web application. So it was not that hard because the design of archive is old, is 30 years old, so it's very outdated. Index and upload the metadata of around 1.2 million articles, abstract titles, authors, DOIs, and everything. I downloaded all the scientific papers from 2000 to 2012, and they are slowly being uploaded to IPFS. And as an experimental feature, you can mint your paper as an NFT on the Polygon mainnet. So what's next for Kirva? We should upload the rest of 1 terabyte more of data source and PDF file to IPFS. So the source files are the LaTeX document, the figures and everything. I would like to create a community to define and deploy the community reviewing process, and also improve the web application. So with that, let's jump right into the demo. So you can see here that we have all the taxonomy clearly laid out.
Hugo,
So
you're only sharing the PDF, so we can't see the browser.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for that. So let's go back here. We can see that the taxonomy is clearly laid out with all the different categories that archive has. So let's jump right into computer science, for example. Cryptography and security, which is my field. And here you'll be able to see all the different papers that were recently published. You can expand the article, see the abstract. You can download from IPFS. If the article is still not available as a pragmatic solution, you can download from archive as well. And here we have our upload feature, where you can put your title, the abstract, upload your PDF, the category in which your paper is posted, put the author, and as an option, mint it as an NFT. We plan on having a thread where you can vote on different papers to raise their visibility or not. And to conclude, the website is itself hosted on IPFS using Flick. It's a great service, so I'll really consider checking them out. It's really easy to use, and it's really useful to post your websites on the decentralized web. And the full website is open source. You can star us or peer us on GitHub to raise the visibility of the project again. And the site is live right now at www.kirva.org. So with that, thanks a lot. I would like to salute the organizers, the sponsors, and the participants. Thanks for being such a great community.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that awesome demo and another exciting project that that's live. Everybody can check out immediately. I think somebody already just pointed this out on the chat, but there is a very clear theme on some of the ideas shared from our kickoff talk by Balaji and Vitalik and Juan, that a lot of them became real ideas that people can use immediately. So, so with that, let's do our last demo for today, and that is Finalist team number 12, data wallet / BYOFM. So whenever you're ready, feel free to demo.
Hello, HackFS. We are Two's Complement, and 4 of us from the Indie DAO have built the data wallet and the BYOF marketplace to show an example use case. The data wallet hosts social graphs of trusted people so that any DApp can load data curated by specific communities. So we'll start with some context here. We've had decentralized data for quite a long time now, but creating a Sybil-resistant method for curating indexes of data has proven to be very difficult without re-centralizing those indexes. The graph has done an incredible job of tackling this complex problem with chain-based data which has inspired us to create a user experience for user-owned off-chain data. These great projects and many more allow people to host and use decentralized data. However, when using a dApp, most people only really care about a subset of that data. Now, if we put our trust in a single party to define these subsets, we're actually re-centralizing it and leaving ourselves vulnerable to attackers that can spam the data set. So who can I trust? What data should a dApp load for me specifically? And we experimented with these ideas on TrueReview at ETH Denver and realized a need for curated groups of people who are trusted so that people can pick a trusted group of people, use that data for any dApp to load in and use. This list of trusted users is actually different for each person and already represented by their social networks. So we just need a standard that all dApps can use in order to aggregate that data from someone's personally trusted network. Enter the data wallet. So first, users upload their data to IPFS and Filecoin, then they index it with their IDX. Then communities or users can define groups of trusted IDX identities. Finally, users can tell a dApp to load their preferred subset of curated data. Imagine people bringing their own data to each dApp. They could say something like, hey, here are the people I trust, load all of their data for me to interact with, and then be able to switch between communities, like load my DAO or load people I follow on Twitter. Or you could do it based off of tokenomics or something like load all FWB token holders, much like visiting a subreddit that aligns with your personal interests. This plugin is the missing link for dApps that want to pull in curated data specific to each person's social graph and trusted communities. It's something that we've been challenged with by judges at past hackathons, and we've actually felt the need for on real projects at TC. So to demo an example of how the data wallet can be used in real life, we built the BYOF marketplace. Recently, several projects have either chosen or been asked to take down certain parts of their dApps that are hosted on Web2 DNS. Around the recent Uniswap edits, Stanny tweeted, "Bring your own front end, BYOF," reminding people to bring their own UI choices, removing some of that burden on the core developers. So here's an example of how Data Wallet can help in a real life example. The Bring Your Own Friend Marketplace, a demo that lets users bring their own front end to a smart contract using their curated data wallet. The data wallet loads decentralized records from the user's curated list of trusted people, then shows them what front ends per smart contract are being used by each community. This allows them to select a front end and load it directly from IPFS or Filecoin in their browser, completely bypassing the need for DNS as truly intended. Then the data wallet, the plugin itself, can be added to any dApp. So like here it is on Uniswap. Users can create their communities that they trust. So you could build this out here where you create a new community. Let's say we want to represent the 2C Indie DAO. We just put in all of the DIDs of the members of that DAO. Maybe this is voted on through a multi-sig, or you could just import from an existing social graph like Twitter, Discord, whatever community you're already part of. So let's take a look at this demo in action. So here's a live demo of the code. So we'll start by logging in to our MetaMask, getting an instance of IDX. So here you can see we have one record. This is just a fake smart contract. It might be the Uniswap one, I think, actually, pointed at HackFS in the website deployed to IPFS. So here's this demo that I set, and you can see it. The gateway wants to load. Come on, gateway. Okay, gateway doesn't want to load it, but it would be deployed there on IPFS, so you could go to any gateway and grab it. And then you could head over to an admin portion and take a look at the trusted identities. So right here, I only have one trusted identity, which is just myself, but in theory, I can add anybody else by their DID right here, and it will aggregate the data from their accounts as well. And then we can set these actual BYOF records, kind of like DNS. So in this instance, move my Zoom window. In this instance, we could take the smart contract and we could point it at an updated version. So this is just an IPFS hash of an alternate deployment that'll say HackFS version 2. So if we come back here and re-auth, we can see that version 2 has been set as my record. So if I come to that, if it loads, you see that information. So web3.storage is loading in the full front-end code build and then pulling out a metadata schema and then pulling in that information for the site. And then I can also select existing communities or sets of curated data. So if I wanted to load the IndieDAO, this has that list of DIDs of all the teammates, and it's aggregating all of their data. So you could see different versions as well as validations for how many people have each record set. So the older versions can kind of show that they're not as popular as newer versions, which helps you find the right front end to go to. So we just launched the IndieDAO recently, so you can follow us on Twitter to get updates on this project. And you can check out the actual data wallet code prototype on GitHub. And we'll deploy the actual marketplace to Filecoin using the publisher app, which is another submission shortly here. And so we were super excited to tackle this specifically for HackFS. We've been thinking about it a long time. And huge thanks to ETHGlobal, all the sponsors, and hope you enjoyed our hack.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nico. That was a really cool demo. And it won't be a live demo day without Murphy's Law coming in. But don't worry, it's not you. What's happening is there's some DNS shortage going on or outage going on. A couple other teams are affected, and I've noticed this happen behind the scenes stuff for a few more projects. So this was great, being able to keep actual data portable and really take it wherever you wanted to take it with customizability is kind of the way we get excited about for Web3 in general. So seeing a project that makes it a lot easier is incredible. So that said, those are all 12 finalists, some really amazing demos and projects, and so many of them are just ready to be used by anybody out there. And I'm constantly amazed by the quality and the level of energy and excitement that all the teams bring on and showcase when they're demoing, but also participating at all these events. So that concludes all of our demos. Before we go into the prize, which I know a lot of you are waiting for, I want to quickly bring on Luke from Protocol Labs. This event has been in partnership with the Protocol Labs team, and they've been amazing partners to work with. This is our second year running HackFS, and I'd love for Luke to share a few thoughts on their experience from the event too.
Thanks, Kartik. Yeah, so I wanted to thank everyone for participating. Also, I would like to mention that last year I was actually participating in the hackathon, but as a hacker. Afterwards, I joined the Protocol Labs, but it was a great experience back then, and it was a great experience today being part on the other side. So this year was great, and we have seen like a growth in applications by a high margin, but we have also seen the quality of the application grow a lot. And yeah, overall, we felt that there is so much excitement in the ecosystem, and with the craze of NFTs and everyone that is currently ongoing, that was kind of expected from our side. Thanks for organizing this.
Of course, this was funny because I did not know that that this was the whole loop of you kind of going from a hacker to now on the Protocol Labs on the other side, and now coming back as a key player in this whole event. So this is the perfect example of how we kind of close this loop and make this full circle on bringing more people into the community. So I'm just so happy to hear this. Great surprise for me. I should have done my research here on this one, but I'm glad that I didn't. This is amazing. So thank you so much. We want to thank, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we are all here to actually make a substantial impact that is going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. And this is just the beginning. And I think that most of us that have been in the ecosystem for a while are aware of that. But it's also important to understand that from a hacker's point of view, it's not hard for you. It's just the change of the paradigm that we've been waiting for the last 20 years. And if you get good at this right now, it's going to be great for you both in the professional standpoint, but it's also going to allow you to do some impactful work in your life, which is probably it's much more important than anything else, looking at the situation today.
Absolutely. And I think one thing that I like to mention every time when we are doing these events is that it's the incredible things that all the participants and the hackers do that end up becoming important pieces of tooling for making it easy for the next wave of developers and participants to not do the work from scratch. So just being able to participate actually further solidifies this rest of this ecosystem, because now every month you get to now just leverage and import a thing that wasn't there before, and it does make your life a lot easier. And this is the exact definition of technical progress, and how we actually build on top of each other's work and actually collaborate at a global scale. So thank you so much for those kind words, and really appreciate working with Protocol Labs and seeing you here. So the moment all of you have been waiting for. I've gotten a lot of DMs, we've gotten a lot of emails, and I know that there's already a lot of interest people on the chat here wanting to know what's going on with prizes. So let's jump right into it. So our biggest contributor to prize and our biggest category of prize is via Protocol Labs. So what we've done is we've asked Protocol Labs to also share a video on their experience at the event and also who won their prizes. So we'll get the video rolling now and we'll go over all the remaining prizes immediately after. So let's hear Dietrich comment on all the winners.
Hello, ETHGlobal HackFS. Welcome to the end of the event. My name is Dietrich. I'm from Protocol Labs. I work on the ecosystem team. You may know me from many previous global events and hackathons and hanging out on the channel, helping you build your Web3 dreams. Today, we're going to share our winners of the Protocol Labs sponsor prizes. First, a reminder of why we're here, what we're building, what we want the future to look like. Thank you so much for joining us, participating in these events. Thank you for showing up with your ideas, your questions, your hopes and dreams, and a real dedication over the last month to making those things real by building your projects. We had 2 classes of prizes for HackFS from Protocol Labs. The first grand prize, 5 of them actually, $10,000 worth of Filecoin each. Top 5 projects. We had a group of judges from Protocol Labs looked through your submissions, judged across design, novelty, technical depth and complexity, the usability of your solution across large numbers of people to change their lives daily, and how much fun and how creative, well-designed your projects were. We also have a pool prize for anybody that used our new service, Web3 Storage, as well as estuary.tech, nft.storage, slate.host that you've seen in previous events. That is a total of $50,000 in Filecoin divided evenly between all qualifying applications. It was fantastic to look through these submissions and see the wonderful things that you have built. Without further ado, I'll share with you the grand prizes. First, Crypto Shooters. Wonderful design, really fun, well done execution, really slick example that other projects can look to build this type of application. Bunch of moving parts, delightfully done. Thanks, team, for building it. The next grand prize winner, Data Wallet and the ability to bring your own front end marketplace. Especially in this world of decentralization, we don't have centralized places to go look for our stuff, for our apps, for apps that are recommended by others that we know and trust, not just anyone. These trust models are especially important when we think about what decentralized ways of curation are going to happen. This team did a great job building a really nice user interface, really easy to follow implementation, a very thoughtful approach to trust models for curation and sharing, and overall excellent and very pleasing execution to look at. Thank you, team. The third grand prize fragment, starting with the premise that the decentralized data economies that we're looking at, the primitives for decentralized and peer-to-peer networks and tools, and the malleability and usability and availability of data on the decentralized web makes it the perfect solution for data science tooling and applications. They ask the question, why isn't there more of it? And they built an application to make it as easy as possible to interface with both centralized and decentralized data sources and work with them easily. Fantastic implementation and execution. Really a joy to look at how IPLD was creatively used in this particular solution. Fantastic job. The next grand prize winner, Checkout FS. This is a very practical approach towards a new solution for things like Shopify, but that work on the decentralized web. Again, really the combination of design, implementation, and thoughtful approach towards their user base made for a stand-up entry submission. Thank you, checkout FST. And the final grand prize winner was Games Vault. This was another area where we're seeing, where's my stuff? Where's the stuff I want? How do I discover it? How do I share it? Another fantastic implementation for a collective, decentralized store or launcher for decentralized games. As more and more of where we spend every day is on Dapps and in DAOs, we're going to need these types of implementations for decentralized front ends that have a high level of quality, a place that we want to spend our time, that we can share with others, has ease of use and excellence in design. So thank you, Games Vault, and thank you to all the grand prize winners of the Protocol Labs sponsor prizes for HackFS. Thank you for submitting to our prizes. What comes next? You may have seen our talk about the Filecoin and IPFS grants programs before. What do you do when you want to keep hacking on your project? When you want to turn that project into a business, maybe you want to take it to the next level. We have several different types of grants programs. We would love to support you in your use of decentralized technologies like IPFS, Filecoin, and P2P. You can come find us in our GitHub repositories, github.com/IPFS devgrants and /Filecoin-project/devgrants. We would love to be able to look at your idea and support you in making that idea a reality. We also work with a number of different accelerators and incubators. If you've already built a proof of concept, think you have a business idea that's really going to work out, and you're looking to grow that into a business, you can work with Longhash, Outlier, Techstars. These are just some of the partners that we work with to be able to help fund projects like yours. So please come find us. Thank you so much for participating in HackFS. Your projects and your work matters. The things that you learn help you build the reality that you want to live in. And it helps us learn about what you need to be able to do that, challenges that you're having, and all of us doing that together makes the web better. And we all live in a better place. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Some really kind words by Dietrich, and lots of encouragement to all of you to keep building, whether that's making this a business over long term and going out for the accelerator programs, or simply getting a non-dilutive grant to continue funding yourself while you make the project even better and add more things or fix more things to it. So a lot of amazing projects and a lot of cool winners that were just announced. What I'll do is I'll just summarize them again for all of you who missed them. Protocol Labs is giving $10,000 in Filecoin tokens to these 5 grand winners for their category, and these 5 projects are Crypto Shooters, Data Wallet /BYOFM, Fragment, Checkout FS, and Games Vault. So congratulations to all 5 of those teams. Then we have all these amazing projects as well who are going to be winning the Protocol Labs pool prize. And that is 115 individuals from 56 different projects that are going to be sharing $50,000 in Filecoin tokens. The way this is going to be divided is that the 50,000 will be divided by 56, and each team will get an equal share of that amount. So congratulations to all the teams, and we'll be following up with instructions on how to claim your prizes very soon. Next up, we have Ceramic and the Ceramic prizes. So Docs wins $2,500 for the best use of Ceramic or IDX category prize. Then we have the Data Wallet /BYOFM winning $1,500 for the best new tooling leveraging Ceramic. And then Checkout FS is winning $1,000 for the best use of Ceramic with another protocol on the sponsor list prize. And then we have all these amazing teams that are going to be winning the pool prizes. So we have 59 individuals from 25 different unique projects that are going to be sharing $3,000 split 25 way. So congratulations to all those teams as well. Then we have Textile, and Textile's pool prize winners are all these incredible projects and teams, and 14 projects and 37 individuals will be sharing the $4,000 equally and divided 14 way. Then we have the Polygon prize. So for the name prize for Polygon, we have Atlantis World that wins $2,000 for the best DeFi project leveraging Polygon. We have Crypto Shooters again winning the best NFT and gaming prize for Polygon, and RadaPay that's winning $2,000 for the best overall use of Polygon prize. For Pillar, we have these 5 projects that are going to be winning their pool prizes. So the $1,000 of Pillar prize will be divided equally 5-way with all these 5 projects. Then we have Fluence, and Juan Obligado is going to be winning the $2,000 prize for the best use of Fluence and ceramic with textile. And we have 4 projects, Nifty, Fragment, Checkout.fs, and ETHOSTEP, winning $250 each for the honorable mentions and uses of Fluence. Then we have the Graph, and Games Vault is going to win $1,500 for the best use of existing subgraph for the sponsors as part of this event. Then we have ETH Poster winning the prize for $1,500 of the best use of new subgraph. And then we have ScholarDAO and Unstoppable Clubs that are the runner-ups for the best new subgraph, winning $750 each. Next up, we have Covalent. And we have these teams winning the pool prizes from Covalent. So we have $3,000 that's going to be split equally 10-way, and 25 individuals from all these teams will be getting the prize amounts. So congratulations to all of the Covalent winners as well. Next up, we have Superfluid. And for Superfluid, RadaPay wins $2,000 for the best use of Superfluid API and protocol. And then we have Fracture and Storage Monkey winning $1,000 each as runner-ups for the best use of Superfluid. Then we have Chainlink, and these 8 projects win the Chainlink pool prize, where $5,000 will be split 8-way, and these 20 individuals will be winning an amount from being one of the winners for this pool prize API prize. That's a lot of prizes. Pool prize API. Chainlink. Next up, we have Aave, and we have these 3 projects as the pool prize winners from Aave. So $4,000 will be split 3-way for these 3 teams. That comprises of 6 total individuals. Then we have Zora, and then we have these 6 projects that are going to be splitting the pool prize, which means that the $4,000 pool prize from Zora will be split evenly 6 ways, and these 9 individuals are the winners for the Zora prize amounts. Then we have Audius, and these 3 projects are going to be splitting the pool prize from Audius, which means that the $4,000 Audius prize is going to be divided 3-way between these 3 individuals. Then we have Unlock, and the pool prize winners are these 6 teams from that used Unlock protocol really well. And $4,000 will be split evenly 6 ways, and these 11 individuals are the recipients. And then we have ENS, where Crypto Shooters wins $150 in ETH for the best use of ENS in a submission. So for all the pool prize winners, especially for the slides that had a lot of team names and you didn't really get to see if you were on this list or not, don't worry, all these projects are also now listed on your showcase for your own project. So as you head over to your own submission on showcase.ethglobal.com, you will see a winner category with all the prizes that you've won for this event. And you can check this out and see if you ended up winning any of the pool prizes or any other prizes you applied for. In terms of what it means for next steps, please stay patient. We're going to start connecting you with all the sponsors and facilitating all the delivery of the prizes as soon as possible. So we'll follow up with a lot more info on this over Discord and also on email. So keep an eye out for those messages from the global team. So before we wrap this up, I want to say a few quick thank yous. A lot goes on in the background for making an event like this happen. Over close to 800 people in total are participating in HackFS from so many different parts of the world. And that includes obviously you as hackers. We have judges, speakers, sponsors, mentors, volunteers that give their time to making these events run really smoothly and delightfully, and want to just make sure we give a quick shout out to all of them to thank them for all the time and work they put in. So first, I want to thank all of our judges and mentors who were there talking to all of the amazing submissions. Being able to look at 150 projects in a day is not an easy task, let alone do that and also provide advice and guidance on how you actually take this to the next level and improve it. So I want to thank all these amazing judges for giving their time. Then I want to thank all of our speakers who did workshops and talks and office hours and feedback sessions. So many incredible people talked about what you can do and how you can make your lives easier as you were thinking about your hacks. And without their hard work and time, we would be not in the best place to encourage all of you to quickly get started and also not do everything from scratch. So I want to thank all of our speakers. And then lastly, I also want to thank, well, not lastly, I also want to thank our sponsors who are here actually hanging out in the trenches and talking to all of the attendees, whether it's a question about what they can do with some of their protocols or their products, to any general question that you're stuck on and being able to get guidance and help and advice on. So many incredible people here that are part of our ecosystem, whether it's on the Ethereum side or the Protocol Lab side, or just overall, even previous attendees coming in and helping each of us, each of you be successful at your goals. So many people that make this happen, and I want to thank all of them that have been part of HackFS. And also a lot of our volunteers who ran a lot of anywhere from judging to the Zoom sessions to a lot of talks and workshops behind the scenes. They all dedicated their time to make sure that you have the best experience. So I want to give a quick shout out to all of the volunteers as well. And lastly, I want to quickly thank the ETHGlobal team. A lot of people here on this list do a lot of amazing work in the background that you don't really get to see. And that is, in all honesty, the quality of a really great event. When you don't have too many things to complain about, you don't notice what's happening behind the scenes. So to Nisha, Shangan, Luke, Emily, Andrew, Jacob, Heather, and Liam, all the work that we get to be proud of is because of all of their time and effort and dedication. So thank you to the ETHGlobal team as well. So let's wrap this up in a few minutes. So we had 12 teams come in and present what they built for this hackathon. And we also talked about all the prizes for everybody who applied for a sponsored prize, but we still call them finalists. And there's a reason why we call them finalists, is because we don't structure ETHGlobal events as a competition. We really want people to just experiment and see what's possible. And that means you have a whole spectrum of people who are just curious about trying something out, whether it's a hello world, to people who are interested in making these businesses and everything in between. And we call them finalists because we don't really want to make this a first, second, third thing and sort of discourage anybody from continuing to just explore and see what is happening, whether it's for fun or for profit. So we call them finalists because for us, all 12 of these teams equally came in first. And the way we want to kind of thank all these teams for doing all this amazing work and showcasing their projects is that every team that is a finalist, each team member is going to win $1,000 in DAI from these 12 teams. So this is a small thank you from the global team for really making really cool projects and being part of our community. So all finalists, team members are going to be getting $1,000 in DAI. So with that concludes HackFS 2021. It's been an amazing 4 weeks with so many people, so many first timers, and so many people that have already been part of our ecosystem from the past events. I want to just really thank again all of you for giving us your time and sharing what you have to offer to the rest of the world as well, and just being excited about everything else you're doing. Before we wrap this up, I want to make a quick comment. So there is 1 or 2 more prizes that have not been confirmed just yet. So what we'll do is we'll award them directly on the showcase, so you'll be able to see who won the prizes. And also, similarly, we'll be sharing the full list of prizes on Discord very soon. So if I missed a sponsor or if we couldn't get them back in time, don't worry. It doesn't mean you didn't win anything. It just means that time-wise it didn't work out. And we'll share that very soon on Discord. So with that, this concludes HackFS, and this wouldn't be an ETHGlobal event without us telling you what's coming next. So before we close this off, I want to announce our next hackathon and event that's going to be happening, and that is ETH Online. This is going to be ETHGlobal's biggest event of this year, biggest in terms of size, time, effort, attention, the caliber of what we're going to do to bring on some amazing speakers on topics that everybody's excited about. So ETH Online starts September 17th and it goes on till October 15th. It is live. You can head over to online.ethglobal.com where you can sign up for summits or the hackathon itself. We can't wait to see all of you again in a few weeks. So we really encourage all of you to kind of come in, check out and say hi again. This will be a lot more fun with the summits we have planned. So thanks again for joining. And with that, I want to say goodbye and I hope you have a great rest of your week and enjoy your weekend. See you all at ETH Online. Thanks, everybody. Bye. Enjoy some lo-fi beats.